Paris Fashion Week always delivers drama, style, and unforgettable moments. But this time, the internet didn't blow up because of a runway walk or a surprise collection. It exploded because of a baby. And not just any baby. Rihanna and ASAP Rocky's son, Riot Rose, made his first public appearance and completely stole the spotlight. No press tour, no teaser on Instagram, just one of the most famous couples in the world stepping into the spotlight, hand in hand, with their baby boy, and doing it in the most iconic way possible, at the epicenter of fashion, in full coordinated denim looks during one of the most photographed weeks on the planet. For a family so fiercely protective of their privacy, this was huge. And yet somehow, it didn't feel flashy or performative. It felt intimate, confident, real. This wasn't just a baby in boots, this was a masterclass in owning your narrative, celebrating family, and redefining what it means to grow up and parent in the spotlight. Let's talk about those outfits. When Rihanna, Rocky, and Riot appeared in matching denim, jaws dropped. Not just because they looked good, which they did, but because it felt deliberate, symbolic, powerful. They weren't just dressing to impress, they were dressing to say something. Rihanna's oversized denim outfit gave off cool, maternal energy. Unbothered, bold, and beautifully relaxed. Rocky wore layered denim with detailed accessories that added edge and contrast. His style is thoughtful and unpredictable as ever. And baby Riot, he showed up in custom denim jeans, a matching jacket, and baby boots that instantly went viral. He didn't look like a prop, he looked like part of the statement. And that's the thing, denim has always meant more than fabric. It's timeless, it's strong, it's unpretentious but undeniably cool. For this family, it was a uniform of unity, a statement of resilience, a metaphor for sticking together in a world that constantly tries to tear public figures apart. More than fashion, it was storytelling, visual language, an effortless way to say, we're here, we're one, and we're doing it our way. And just like that, Riot made his debut, not just as Rihanna and Rocky's son, but as a style icon in his own right. This wasn't just a fashion moment, it was a family milestone, and a rare one at that. Rihanna and Rocky have always been intentional about keeping their kids away from the chaos of fame. When their first son, RZA, was born, it took months for them to release even a single image. And even then, they did it cautiously, with intention, and far from the typical celebrity playbook. So when Riot appeared front and center in Paris, it marked a turning point. A subtle but powerful shift in how this family engages with the public. This wasn't a press stunt or a paparazzi ambush. It was a curated moment of openness, staged exactly how they wanted it. Stylish, peaceful, full of warmth and authenticity. The world didn't see a distant celebrity family behind bodyguards and flashbulbs. We saw three people, connected, present, and proud of who they are. You could feel the love radiating from every frame. Rihanna cradling Riot, whispering softly into his ear. Rocky gently adjusting his son's beanie like he's done it 1,000 times before. It didn't feel rehearsed, it felt lived in, intimate. This wasn't just about making Riot public, it was about reclaiming the power of family on their own terms. When the photos dropped, the internet lost it, and not in the usual, oh that's cute way. This was an internet-wide emotional event. Within minutes, social media feeds were overflowing. Riot Rose was instantly dubbed the coolest baby alive. Fans flooded Twitter with heart emojis, while TikTokers made edit videos with dramatic music, some even turning Riot's debut into anime-style fan art. But beyond the frenzy, there was this undercurrent of something deeper, a collective breath, almost like we'd all been waiting to see this family together. People weren't just reacting to the visuals, they were responding to the energy, the connection, the calm intimacy that cut through the digital noise. It didn't feel like content, it felt like a moment. What really hit fans was seeing Rihanna in this new role, not as a performer or mogul, but as a mom, quietly whispering something into her son's ear, and seeing Rocky, usually stoic in public, breaking into soft smiles as he tended to Riot. That hit differently. It reminded people of the kind of love that doesn't need an audience, but still moves the room when it shows up. This wasn't just a fashion debut, it was an emotional reset, a visual sigh of relief. The world was watching, and for once, it felt like we were all watching something pure. Rihanna and Rocky didn't accidentally stumble into a parenting strategy, they've crafted one. And Riot's Paris debut proved that. They found a way to introduce their children to the public that doesn't compromise their values. No tabloid exclusives, no forced performances, just soft, organic visibility in carefully controlled doses. And it's not just smart PR, it's smart parenting. Experts say these types of brief, calm public moments can help children build confidence and familiarity with the spotlight without being overwhelmed by it. It sets boundaries while gently opening the door. For a family that lives under constant scrutiny, that kind of intentionality is rare and deeply admirable. They're giving Riot the opportunity to grow up in the public eye without being consumed by it. They're writing a new narrative for what celebrity parenting can look like, one based on protection, preparation, and presence. They didn't need to announce him to the world. They just needed to walk together, hand in hand, and let the love do the talking. And that, more than any post, quote, or caption, is the kind of parenting that sticks with people. Sometimes it's the smallest moments that leave the deepest impressions. In the flurry of flashing cameras and social media posts, what stood out the most weren't the outfits or the location. It was the way Rocky reached over to fix Riot's beanie, the way Rihanna cradled him like she had nowhere else to be, the way they held each other's energy like it was second nature. These weren't posed moments, they were real, familiar, and in a world where almost every celebrity image feels rehearsed or filtered, that rawness was refreshing. It was a reminder that beyond the billion-dollar brands and red carpets, there's still just two people loving their child in the most universal way possible. You could feel the pride, you could feel the joy, and even though it happened on one of the biggest stages in fashion, it felt like you were witnessing something personal, like a family photo album moment that just happened to be public. That's the real magic of this debut, not the clothes, not the cameras, but the connection. So again, why Paris? Why now? Because Paris isn't just the fashion capital, it's also the capital of presentation, of aesthetic storytelling. Rihanna and Rocky weren't just dressing up for the photos, they were creating a canvas, a moving portrait of their family set against one of the most artistically charged cities in the world. And timing matters. This moment didn't come in the middle of a marketing cycle or album drop. It came during a time when both Rihanna and Rocky have taken a step back professionally to focus on what matters most: family. What better place to show who they've become than at an event that's always been about evolution, expression, and presence? Paris gave them the stage, but they brought the heart. And in doing so, they showed the world a different kind of fashion moment. One not defined by trend or spectacle, but by intimacy and intention. They didn't just use Paris as a backdrop, they elevated it. With one walk, one set of coordinated outfits, and one peacefully chill baby, they turned the City of Lights into a soft spotlight on the power of quiet love. In an age where every celebrity moment is meticulously planned, often lacking any real emotion, Riot's debut felt like a breath of fresh air. It wasn't just a cute reveal. It was a quiet revolution. It challenged the idea that visibility equals exploitation. It showed that love can still lead in an industry obsessed with control. And most of all, it proved that you don't need to perform parenthood to be seen as powerful. You just need to be present. This was Rihanna and Rocky saying, "We're not perfect, but we're real, and we're doing this our way." And isn't that what makes people connect most? Not perfection, not performance, but authenticity. This wasn't a PR stunt or a trending topic. It was a legacy moment. One Riot may never remember, but one the world won't forget. So, what did you think of Riot's big debut? Was it too soon, or was the timing just perfect? However you feel, one thing is undeniable. The love, intention, and presence in that moment hit differently. This wasn't about denim. It wasn't about going viral. It was about family, about joy, about showing that even under the heaviest spotlight, the quietest moments can still shine through. If you're a parent, or want to be, this is your reminder. You can protect your peace and still share your light. You can celebrate what matters without giving it all away. Rihanna and Rocky just redefined what it means to be a celebrity family. Not a brand, not a show, but a bond. If you loved this breakdown, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We've got even more on Rihanna's parenting journey, fashion breakdowns, and celeb family moments that matter. Because sometimes, the moments that speak the softest leave the loudest echo.